And I know that kind of makes me and Misty both roll our eyes a little bit, but you know, when we talk about growing, we always act like we don't have enough.
You make me nervous. I think I might be hooked on you. All of the things you said to me, it seems like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight. So just sit with me, talking to the night until the morning, building chemistry. I don't think I ever wanna go, come closer next to me. Trying to find another way to say this, but I think we were meant to be. You make me anxious. I think I might be stuck on you. I love the things you did for me.
Today is the day we get our aloe planted that was shipped to us. Super excited about that. Have a different kind of aloe. I can tell that it's very different from ours. I don't know a lot about varieties. It's more spiny and grows out more. Really need to do some more research on that. Anyway, so there's one of my huge ground cherry trees. Here is the other ginormous ground cherry tree. These are two elderberries that I took from cuttings. They're growing amazing in here in the greenhouse. Ventilation going, some air blowing. Of course, you can see it blowing the moringa around. Our moringa has grown tremendously, and I have this on, look how tall that is. To get in here, I have to start harvesting some of these leaves. I put these leaves in the dehydrator and then grind them up, and we add them to things like smoothies. You can sprinkle some on your eggs for breakfast in the morning. They actually have a little bit of a spice. Just some random herbs growing over there, and a lot of elderberry cuttings, as you can see on the table. Over here I have some topsoil, peat moss, and worm castings, and I'm about to get our aloe put in pots with this mixture in our pots for the new aloe plant.
There's no need to rush, so let's just take
Some of you viewers that have been with us for a long time, you saw when this past winter came, it was the Arctic blast come through. We lost almost all of our aloe. There were 3 or 4 pieces that stayed green, and out of those 3 or 4 pieces, I repotted one, and I have one, and it has done well. You see all of the babies it has put off. But other than this is the only aloe I had left out of probably 30 plants, which a lot of times during this time of year I would sell to local customers and stuff like that for sunburns, different skin things. Aloe actually is also edible. New plants here, I have them planted, including one large mama plant over there. Well, let's see, I can't get to it. Over there behind my moringa. Move moringa right there. Thank you guys so much. We love getting mail from y'all. It's very special to us that we are special enough to y'all to want to do things. It's something as elaborate as digging up aloe and mailing it to us. T-shirts, hats, guys, all kinds of things. We're so thankful for you guys. We don't feel like we're nearly that special enough, but it does mean a lot to us. Y'all melt our hearts. Y'all really are special to us as well. One of the other things that I did is all these elderberries. Now there was 2 that I did not up pot because they were okay. But when I start flipping these upside down and there's roots coming out of the bottom, it's time for them to go in a bigger pot. And all of my elderberries, I had a bunch of roots coming out of the bottom, so I needed to go ahead and repot those. The only other thing I did, it's not something, we've never done this before, these trees right here, this is our orange tree. And this is our lemon tree. I have gotten probably 2 dozen lemons off that tree before. Oranges, like maybe 5. They are from 2017. They should be producing way more than that. I kept them in a 5-gallon bucket for several years, and we've told y'all before, we're not fruit experts. We upgraded them into 5-gallon buckets shortly after we bought them. We kept them in there for like a year or so. Then we upgraded them into these, I believe these are like a 20-gallon and a 30-gallon size containers. They just really have not done anything. We've always kept them in the greenhouse, always. We almost lost them in 2019. It's before we had the big greenhouse built. They were still in the little greenhouse. It got down into the teens for multiple nights in a row, and the heaters that I had going in there was just not enough. I did not think that they were going to come back, but they did. So they have had a rough go for the past few years. I went ahead and pulled those out of the greenhouse. I thought if I can get them some rain from up there, which is way better than a water hose would ever be able to give them, direct sunshine, and maybe some more airflow, maybe that'll help. I don't know, y'all. These have never done very well for us. Like I said, just changing it up a little bit. Maybe they just didn't like where they were at. And we're gonna leave them out for probably the fall, and then I'll put them back in the greenhouse because I don't want them to get cold.
So we're on our last harvest of butter beans. We just harvested another 12 to 13 gallons of butter beans. So that puts us at, how much would you say, Misty, 32? I know I just picked like 3 okra. They're in that bucket. So we harvested about a little over 30 gallons worth of butter beans this year off 6 rows, which I'm completely pleased with having no fertilizer, no chemicals, nothing like that. We left 1 row that we're going to use for seeds, so we're going to let them down vine. We harvested all 6 of these other rows, so we had 7, sorry. We harvested all 6, and then what we did is we took the plant up, put it right back where it is. So again, that will be good biomass and something for the earthworms and nature just to kind of eat. So before we silage tarp this again, we'll come over and put topsoil on all these rows, some compost and topsoil on all these rows, put the silage tarp back on it, and ultimately that'll give us better organic matter for next year. Misty's working on the last of the peas. This is probably our last harvest of spring peas, and then we're actually going to probably plant a whole nother set. And I know that kind of makes me and Misty both roll our eyes a little bit, but you know, when we talk about growing, we always act like we don't have enough, even though we do. It helps us get in that prepper mentality to say we have some here, and we can eat for a year or 2 or 3 years just on our gardens. So we're going to probably open that side of the garden up over here and go ahead and get it ready for fall and plant some more peas, and then of course that's where our mustards and our greens will be for this year. So we're really excited what happened with our peas and our beans this year. It's been a great harvest, and it helps us just feel satisfied with it. We finished as much as we could picking.
And then I turn around, it's like you think you have it all, and like this. We think we have it all, and there's still more. It's like they're everywhere. That's a really good problem to have, y'all. Colby said, would you rather it be none or everywhere? I said, I would definitely rather them be everywhere, and they are everywhere.
So that's a 30-gallon jug, and we've got about half of it full. So about 15 gallons of peas. That's our, was this our 3rd picking or 4th picking? 3rd picking?
3rd, I think, but then like we've missed a ton. I mean, there's still probably, we actually went through and laid those down.
Even more.
How many more did we get?
And then there's almost 15 full gallons of butter beans right there.
My fingers just recovered from last weekend.
I know, now we got to do it all over again.
Start chilling again.
So you see Miss Mack is picking up the onions. What we'll do to cure them out, we're just going to take them, put them on something they can breathe underneath. We're going to actually put them underneath the porch. You don't want them getting rained on or they'll get moldy.
More onions over there, do we not?
I know, but they're not ready to pull up. These were, so I'm going to do it. Remember, when you're curing onions though, you do not want to you don't want to wash them. You can knock off the excess dirt. It's almost like a potato. You can knock off a little bit of the excess dirt. That will help them actually age and cure. Once they cure, then you can get that off of there. But you don't want to really get that off of there because you see they're kind of wet still. They're going to dry. When they dry, they'll actually lose about 30% of their size. But we're going to let them sit basically underneath the breezeway out of the water and out of the rain for about 7 to 10 days. and then they'll be ready to breed or cut off these vines and store for the winter. He's got them laid out. Basically, we've got them where they're not just on top of each other. They're just basically sitting right next to each other. You want to make sure it's breathing underneath, so we've got them on expanded metal and just chairs. They're underneath the cover here. We do not want them exposed to rain. Once we see them kind of crackling like you see in stores, that outside starts crackling, and really it allows you'll see all this top go to completely brown and die. So at that point, either you cut that off in mesh, you can put them in sand, you can put them in a brown paper sack. You don't want them exposed to light all the time, or you can braid them. And that's what you do, is you use the husk and actually braid them once they start getting dry.
Onions over here, turkeys and ducks over there.
True homesteading, huh? And then that's not counting the chickens in the front yard and the sweet potatoes right over here on the table. So it's always something going on. So Miss Mac is going to actually help me move some cows right quick in the deer paddock, because our grass down there is doing phenomenal. We're actually to a point where we've got grass growing so much that we're trying to make sure we have enough animals on it, because we don't want to waste it. We don't want to just cut it just to cut it. So we're going to be moving them down to the deer paddock.
You better turn that camera off.
It's starting to rain.
This is my favorite spot right here.
Where?
The cornflowers and the peppers and the sunflowers and the marigolds.
So you got the
This is my favorite
marigolds.
spot right here. Like if
That's
you stand right
gorgeous.
here and look, you can see all the different colors. It's so pretty.
It is pretty. It doesn't do it justice on the camera. Look at all these peppers, guys. Look at that. It's crazy.
And I've been harvesting a lot of this.
All right, it's starting to rain. So let's move we were planning on going to get corn from a neighboring farm, because, you know, just like anything else, you barter a little bit. I've helped him with some bees, and now he's kind of giving us some corn. So that's what it means when you eat community-supported agriculture. You share each other's blessings. So like right now, if we can help him with honey, great. And help him with his bees, great. He can help us with our corn. We suck at growing corn, and we've helped this guy do some honeybee work and help him split some hives and stuff like that. So he's got wads of corn, and we'll probably try to get 200 or 300 ears. We still have some from last year, don't we, huh?
We do. Not a lot, but we do have a little. It's been a good day of harvesting.
So we got onions and peas.
For the summer. Work hard for the summer to feed us for the winter, and that's kind of what we're doing.
This is the third time our floor has been full of peas and beans. So we've harvested probably around 55 to 60 gallons total, maybe a little bit more of these, not counting the string beans. We harvested about 5 gallons of them as well, and then about 10 gallons worth of soybeans. So all in all, beans and peas season, we probably hit about 85 gallons total, which is a blessing. I tell you, it's a true blessing. Look, I mean, look at all the canning we've done, or Misty's done, excuse me. Look at all this.